Hi, this is Dax. Welcome to Armchair Expert. Today, Anna Faris stopped by, and I just really like Anna. I've done her podcast. I've bumped into her over the years. I just think she's so supremely talented as a comedian and an actor. But eclipsing all that is her willingness to be vulnerable and honest. And if you find that you want even more of that after listening to this, you should check out her podcast, Unqualified, which... again, I repeat, I've been on once, and I think I'll go and do again. It's wildly successful and well-deserved. Without further ado, well, I guess I should say you should watch her on Moms, too. Let's plug that. And now, without further ado, Anna Faris.
We get support from Quince.
Have you been wearing the Quince linen shirts?
Yeah, I've been wearing them a suspicious amount. Yeah, European linen ones, they're $34, which is genuinely insane for how nice they are.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, here's the deal. They work directly with the factories, cut out all the middlemen, so you're paying for the actual quality and not some brand's marketing budget. Everything's 50 to 80% less than comparable stuff. I love it because it's all very classic and traditional, and I know I'm going to be able to keep it for a very long time, and the quality's off the charts.
That's true. The style is very consistent. Whatever you get there, you walk down the street, you're going to look good. They have these lightweight cotton sweaters, which I love for when it cools down at night. It's nice drape around your shoulders in the summer and then throw it on when it gets a little cool. And it's not just clothes. They do home stuff, ding, 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 travel stuff, everyday essentials. It's all the same model, quality without the markup.
Make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/Dax for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Dax. We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
No one asks about that.
What?
No. Anna Faris, welcome to the Armchair Expert. You're asking about a picture of a dog that's behind me, correct?
Yes, I am.
Can you confirm or deny that was your question?
That was my question. Is that a canine?
That is a canine. I think it's a Great Dane, and it's very regal, right? It's like it's a print of an oil painting. I imagine some
much
lord,
more regal than I am.
Yeah, like a lord of a manor commissioned this for his dog that he was in love with, right?
Yeah, a lord that loved Romanesque architecture because there's also a column.
Columns. We don't like columns, do we?
I don't know, do we?
I don't like
Have we established this?
Well, have you ever read The Fountainhead? Howard Rourke hated columns, so I hated them because Howard Rourke knew everything about architecture and I know nothing.
Well, I wish I could say that, yes, of course, Dax, I have read The Fountainhead.
Uh-huh.
And I hate columns, too, because they stand for a patriarchal society. I don't know.
Can I admit something very embarrassing to you about why I read The Fountainhead?
Yes,
This
please.
is so revealing.
Ooh, can I guess?
Yeah, guess.
You had a crush on a girl.
Very close.
You had a crush.
On a guy.
Uh-huh.
A very famous guy.
Uh-huh.
Who in an interview.
Paul Ryan.
Yep, Paul Ryan. That's Paul Ryan's favorite book.
I think.
Brad Pitt, who I was obsessed with since a young age, in an interview said his very favorite book was The Fountainhead. And I thought, I need to read this book ASAP. And I can't really evaluate how much that impacted my reading of it, but I will say it is one of my favorite books as well.
What was it about? Like, what was your first, Brad Pitt crush experience?
I think, but I could be wrong. Yeah. You'll get it.
Okay, so it wasn't Thelma and Louise.
No, that's where women discovered him.
Right. It's got to be, what is it fucking called? Oh, I'm going to be so mad at myself.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want his character's name in it?
Yeah.
Tristan.
The punching movie.
Legends of the Fall.
Oh, Legends of the Fall.
You're thinking Fight Club.
I was actually thinking True Romance.
Oh, yes. Very tiny role in True Romance.
But a funny stoner, handsome guy.
Really good, really good. He went against type on that one, but later revealed in type. But regardless, at that time, against type.
Thank you for my Red Bull, by the way.
Yeah. So I have in my fridge an assortment of beverages, and sugar-free Red Bull is one of them, which I'm not allowed to drink. I drink it on vacation.
Disgusting and delicious all at the same time.
It's like drinking a 9-volt battery. It's just chemicals and
it's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It is. You're so right. It's like if you were to chew into a battery.
And my wife's very disappointed when I drink these. So this is my little clubhouse. So I keep them here. And I will only drink one if a guest does. And so thus far, I've not been able to have one. And you now you gave me permission to have one with you.
Good for you.
Thank you.
God, but I want her like me.
She still likes you regardless. Can I text you tonight at 1 a.m. when I'm regretting this decision?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Do you have trouble sleeping?
Yes.
You do.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Do you take stuff? How do you get to sleep?
Sometimes. Oh, that's an interesting question. Do you ask that because you have trouble sleeping?
I have a terrible time sleeping. Yeah. I'd say it's my number one complaint about my biology.
Yeah. And do you think that because it seems to be such a common thread in people in our industry, and is it because like your brain sort of feels like it's on a hamster wheel because you're constantly worried about being out of a job? Or like the sense of creation, or like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, for me, it's not is like, I don't want to belittle that by saying lofty, but for me, this is a chicken or an egg thing. I think I'm doing the thing I do because I was already cuckoo that way. And my brain was way too active and I needed some kind of really excessive output for it.
Yeah, I think you're right in that there is a trend in the 20 years that I've lived here that I feel like I've noticed, where creative people, hustlers they have a little bit of a different wiring, maybe. Yeah,
there's circadian rhythm. Is that what we call it? It's fucked up. But part of it is
that sounds so gross. Like if I were listening to myself right now, I would be like, "Fuck you, bitch."
About what? Us being actors and having a hard time sleeping?
People who are like super creative and can't sleep. Move to Hollywood. Yeah.
My favorite is when actors call themselves artists. And a lot of them are certainly. But my thing is, the lifestyle itself is not conducive to sleeping, right? So you have weird hours and they're never the same, right? So you're on a TV show and I have to assume sometimes you're working 14 hours and sometimes you're working 3 hours. And you never really get a great predictable schedule. And then it changes every 9 weeks, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And also I think there's when we have the most amazing writers on Mom, but the reason I started a podcast was also for an independent creative expression.
Yeah.
And so I think that also, like, I love interpreting and trying to like solve the puzzle of other people's words and trying to do a face and a voice or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. I probably do not do that well, but
they would have fired you a while ago, by the way, if you weren't doing well.
Well, no, it's my cheeriness. I'm very cheerful. That's my strategy.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
You think just your backdoor politics is what's kept you employed?
Yeah. That and cleavage.
I don't think that's it.
But
it is still.
I'm like willing to do the job that the other actors won't. I think that if like the writers are like, oh, okay, let's have Allison like have a massive fit of diarrhea. And Allison's like, well, I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't know if my character would have diarrhea.
Let's give it to Anna. And I'll be like, okay, I guess this is what I got to do. Haven't you felt that way too sometimes, especially being in the world of comedy?
Well, yeah, a lot of things contributed to that. One was I was so hungry to get a job, right? Many years of auditioning, nothing. And then Punk comes along and they're like, will you be naked in a store with Jessica Alba? I'm like, absolutely. I will be naked, servicing other naked people. Whatever is required of me, I will do it. And it gets tricky because that'll bring you to the party, but then you kind of got to evolve, which is hard to evaluate, right? Because that's what got the door open for you, is like a willingness to jump through plate glass.
I think after I got the first Scary Movie, I found out that like 80 like name actresses passed on the lead because
Uh-huh.
they didn't want to be sprayed to the ceiling with sperm.
Wait,
I
why? I think there's a chapter in An Actor Prepares where Stanislavski goes into great detail about how one can mimic being sprayed to a ceiling with semen. You're from Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good folks from Washington. I've
you
had
think so?
some
Good.
of them on. Well, I dated a girl for 9 years. I think I've told you this. That was from Everett or Marysville.
Yep. Which is very close to
Because
Edmonds.
you're north, right? You're probably right in between.
Right in between.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's either a little pocket there that everyone loves. Bellevue. Right? Bellevue, people live in Bellevue.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't want to talk about Bellevue. We want to
It's
talk
just
about...
like the snobbier place. That's cool.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's where Bill Gates lives, right?
Well, yeah.
I saw him once there at a Wendy's drive-thru in his Porsche, and I had heard that they catered their wedding with Wendy's, and I thought that's preposterous. That has to be a fake story. But then I saw him at the drive-thru in Bellevue at Wendy's in his Porsche, and I was like, this story has legs.
I'm confused about listen, Wendy's, fuck yes.
Yeah, bring it.
But Bill Gates driving a Porsche, doesn't that feel a little slick for my hometown Bill?
Yeah, I could see where you would say that, but I think as someone who's just very interested in machinery, in the complexity of apparatus, I think that car in particular, the one he was
What's
driving.
your dream car? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Listen
please
to
do.
me. This is what happens when you like fucking have another podcaster.
No,
I'm
it's
just fucking
glorious.
obnoxious. Okay, wait. But yeah, wait. Tell me, finish your sentence, and then I've
Okay.
got to ask you about your dream car.
Red apples. All right, so that was the end of my conversation. Now, what was your question?
What is your dream car? And do you have it? You probably have it.
It changes. And Monica and I were just talking about this today. She has
And then Monica looks fascinated.
Yeah,
I
she's-
love this conversation.
Yes, look at her.
Monica's obsessed with going to the Grove. She lives very close to the Grove. The Grove is a huge outdoor mall. She can't get there often enough.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
You know, when I was visiting LA before I moved here, I went to the Grove and I was like, this is
Where did you move from? I just need
Georgia.
A little backstory. Okay.
Atlanta.
Okay. All right. So,
No Groves there.
but
No
they're
gross.
starting up though. I'll tell you that.
That's
Whatever. You
true.
don't-
Avalon. I've been there. So yeah, they.
Wow. I don't think the Avalon is hitting the high water mark that the Grove is hit.
No, it's nice. It's like the Grove. It's
Oh, okay.
literally planned, I think, maybe based off of the Grove.
Okay.
Anyway, so before I moved out here, I came out here and I went to the Grove and I was like, oh, this place. I had this big dream, and then it was coinciding with the Grove. It was like Disneyland. I had all these, you know, it was so sparkly to me. And then I moved here. And I had no money and no job and no nothing. And then I would go to the Grove and I would feel that. I would feel this like,
Affluent.
The safety.
yeah, I would feel like, oh,
safety
this
of
is
Americana.
special. This is a special place.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky to live here. And now I live steps away from that Grove. And it still does the same thing.
And she's gainfully employed, so she often goes there and picks things up that she may or may not need.
Now I can buy shit from the Grove.
Yeah.
But wait.
Before I couldn't.
Because that was always the thing. It was like people go to the Grove for their safety. It's like this weird outdoor park. But does anybody actually buy anything?
I do.
Monica
You do?
does.
What do you buy?
Clothes, mainly clothes.
Bath mats,
I
candles.
bought a few bath mats.
Okay, that seems reasonable. But where do you like truly? I don't know.
Nordstrom.
Okay.
Barney's. This is gonna get embarrassing for me a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're right about the Barneys. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Barney's, Nordstrom, Madewell.
Have you ever
Those
ridden
are
the
main
trolley there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I draw the line at the
That's a
trolley.
novice
Do you
move.
think we could pitch to the people that run the Grove like a mayoral competition? Like
Okay.
Dax and I could run for mayor
Of the Grove.
the Grove, competing against each other because it is such like you just imagine like a jolly man with a tiny top hat, like and a
You mean a
mustache.
character from Monopoly? Is that what you're picturing? I feel like that's what you're picturing. The guy that
Yeah.
says pass go.
But wouldn't it be
don't pass
fun
go.
to do like we're gonna run for mayor of the Grove?
If I
Fuck
could,
you,
it-
Dax.
it-
I'm gonna fucking win this shit.
well, first of all, unlike Monica, I can't stand the Grove. It's all my nightmares come true. It's
so
a
you
ton
don't
of
wanna be mayor.
crowds. It's a ton of stores that make me really drowsy. Like shopping makes me so drowsy. I can't stand it.
Because of the lighting?
No, because
There's
of
poor
the
lighting.
like notion that I need clothing, but I don't know what clothing, so I'm going to look at all the fucking clothing and hope that some of it pops out to me. It
exhausts you.
It's so exhausting. And I thank the stores that put couches in it for husbands where we can hang out and look at our phone and whatnot. But yeah, so I would probably concede the mayoral campaign to you.
Think of all the power, the trolley power.
Well, that would
you
be
don't have to
great.
go shopping. You got to deal with like the greetings and
Farmers
the, like,
market.
Ding, 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 ding. Like it's going to be awesome to be the mayor of the Grove.
Yeah. Again, if you could rule with an iron fist like a Russian czar, that
Just
would
say
be great.
puppies everywhere.
If I had a gulag that I could
They have puppies
question
everywhere
people.
at the Grove already because they do a lot of adoptions
Okay, Monica.
there.
Okay.
I know.
I am the movie star, TV star here. Okay, it may have only been Scary Movie 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Did you do 4?
I did 4.
Do you? If we ever become like very, very good friends, I'm
course
talking
we
like we
will.
do
will.
two decades of great friendship, and you
Yes.
and I are on a porch in the South. We're retired, and I say to you, "What'd you make on the 4th one?" Will you at that time tell me?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, great. That to me is worth putting in the 20 years.
Not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough.
Yeah, because of course, from the outside, my
represented
assumption is you made $100 kabillion for number 4.
Well, I think that was the thing that, of course, it's a fucking shit ton of money because
Yes.
anything you make in this town is essentially a fucking shit ton of money. But then, you know, between taxes and like all the represent, whatever, it does feel like, oh, I should probably put this in the bank because I may never work again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess maybe athletes feel that way. I have no idea, but it did also feel like there was definitely it was definitely impressed upon me
Mm-hmm.
that I was replaceable.
Oh,
And
really?
yes.
Which is fucking bullshit, by the way.
Thanks,
There's no way
Dax.
that you were replaceable in that.
Well, no one can get sprayed to the ceiling like on affairs.
Can you let me represent you in future negotiations?
Oh, please. I'll go like fucking
I'm gonna come
Cabo
in.
and
I'm gonna read
I'll
Trump's
just-
book, The Art of the Deal. That's what that'll be what I do to prepare.
Okay.
But certainly I would not accept the explanation that you're replaceable. I think that would be ridiculous. Oh, but this would bring up. This is a great opportunity to talk
Yeah.
about something that
What?
is very topical and I think worth talking about, which is the pay disparity between men and women. Okay. First of all, there's a huge pay disparity. Not arguing that. Secondly, it's completely unfair. Okay. Now, third, and this is where I'm going to get provocative, the way that roles in movies are negotiated, it's a very male testosterone driven negotiation because ultimately you have to get paid what you want to get paid. You have to walk away at a certain point. You have to quit. You have to say, I'm cool. I don't need Scary Movie 4. And I think it's more in males' nature to be confrontational and bullheaded about that and do that than it is women. I think they're more prone to compromise, which is their gift. And it's a shame it's not rewarded, but it is part of this issue. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I think the angle is a little bit different. I think that most female characters are written sort of with, you know, a bit of interchangeability about.
Oh, sure.
So the studio is like, okay, well, if we're, you know, we don't want to pay that much. We only have this much budgeted for the role and we can get so-and-so. So because usually, you know, there's like 4 male characters to every 1 female, if even that's accurate, I don't know. But so there's that hunger.
Those are great elements to bring up because you're right. There's less roles of importance
And
even on the table.
And they are kind of interchangeable. Like there's
Yeah.
some roles where you're like, oh my God, we have to get Dax Shepard. We have to get Seth Rogen. We have to get like somebody who, you know, fills this perfectly. With a lot of female characters as they're written, it does feel like, okay, I am the bounce card.
But
Like,
Anna,
I will be agreeable and I'll be like, oh, wow, that guy is fucked up, but I like him. I don't know why.
Yeah. That is definitely true of a lot of young, attractive actresses that'll be in a drama where they're the guy's wife. Totally agree. Anna Faris is a very, very, very unique performer. You're one of the funniest women to ever be in movies, and you are very much
Dax.
not replaceable.
Thanks.
That's not me fluffing your pillows. That's a fact. You have one of the most unique, specific comedic tones, and you're pretty on top of it. And so you're not replaceable.
Thanks. And your wife is fucking stunning.
She's
and
not replaceable
brilliant.
either.
I've been cast in movies where it does feel like, okay, this is the comedian, the male lead's project and role, because that's usually how most comedies get made.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle that's been created. And so then there's an underwritten female role. And
That was written by a man.
And so sometimes I've been hired in the past where I felt like the expectation was that I could elevate it potentially, but also honor the man and like crush on a fucked up dude that, no reasonable woman would ever crush on. And because comedy wasn't always in my nature, I never felt very comfortable negotiating those waters. So that's why I started to call it like, oh, I'm the bounce card. Like, all right, I'll like look at this guy with adoring eyes, and maybe then the audience will.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. But I also think, I don't think you were very good at evaluating your actual worth to the project, because you do something. The first thing I think I saw you in was it Just Friends? Am I saying it right?
Yes.
There was Just
and that
Married.
was one
There was
of my
Just
most
Friends.
favorite experiences because I got to be insane.
And I can't remember even how I ended up at that premiere or something. But at any rate, I was like, holy smokes, this woman is a
Are
comedy.
you not allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say fuck and stuff coming up. Yeah. I'm trying to pace myself because by the end it'll be motherfucker this, motherfucker that. So I'm just trying to
I just
ease
didn't know
into it.
Holy Smokes was like,
So
Holy
PG.
smokes,
it
Batman.
was like, are we at camp? This is fun.
I wonder why I
Gee
did
whiz, Dax.
You say that a lot.
Give me another compliment.
I do.
Yeah, it's just something you say a lot.
Oh, okay. Because I was trying to.
You
think
weren't
if-
trying to censor. I don't
Oh, okay. Well, I was just wondering if I was trying to like soft pedal because I was talking about how good she was, and then if I said
thanks.
fuck or shit, it would seem. I don't know.
That was anytime I've been able to play an extreme character, and I'm sure you must feel the same way. There's so much delight and reward. It just
Well, what I was going to say that you did with that role is Burt Reynolds famously, even though he was wildly successful, he did at his height have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because, and I own a Playboy magazine that he was on the cover of, and I have the interview and I've read it several times. But in that interview, he's kind of complaining or lamenting that he's done movies like Smokey and the Bandit, which was like the second biggest movie of that year. They had a 30-page outline, and he went away and he made this movie that was the second biggest movie of the year. And yet Dustin Hoffman would do this movie, Midnight Cowboy, and he gets nominated, but he had a great material and a great director and all these things. And Burt always kind of felt underappreciated, that he was basically in things that should have never worked. He was in a fucking movie called Gator where he's driving around a fan boat. Like, that movie should not work, but because of Burt Reynolds' appeal, it works. And I think you've been in a ton of roles where, as you say, there's nothing there for you to do on the page per se, but you've turned it into something incredible. And I don't think scary movies, if they don't cast you, because that thing is not written by Lawrence Kasdan, and it's not directed by fucking you name it. So it's all on you. Like, that movie lives or dies on whether you're good or bad. And so I think you're such a huge part of the success of it that it's preposterous that you would have been replaceable. In fact, I wish they tried to fucking replace you and then did.
They did. Well, they did. With
Oh,
Scary
they did.
Movie 5.
Oh, okay. But that was just because you didn't want to do it.
No,
Oh, and how did Scary Movie 5 do?
I was too old.
You were too old. Yeah, you're very old. I'm glad they made that decision. How did Scary Movie 5 do?
Listen,
I'll find out, and it's not going to be good.
Okay, I'm sure you don't want to publicly celebrate that it tanked, but I'll publicly celebrate that it tanked.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare. This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about, sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And, I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there, not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold. So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. So, Monica, here's something that really stuck with me. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe getting support is wise. Yet 74% say society discourages people from doing so.
That's a huge gap. Most of us agree therapy is a good thing, but there's still something holding some people back from actually going.
Right. And I think that's where just talking about it, normalizing it makes a difference.
I mean, as you know, I'm obsessed with therapy. I've been in it consistently for years and years and years. And I have said this and I shouldn't say it, but I do think if you're struggling and you've been struggling for a while and you haven't sought therapy, I judge you a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, I know. And I got to go to therapy to work on that, but also there are options for you. You can help yourself. And BetterHelp makes that first step easier. They match you with a licensed therapist based on your needs. And with over 30,000 therapists and 12 plus years of experience, they typically get the match right the first time.
Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high-yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply.
Going back to the idea of sort of the value of a woman or like a value of a talent or something. And those are oddly, as you know, in comedy is so difficult. And doing spoof is incredibly difficult because it relies on your sincerity, which also relies on the idea that like you have to, as an actor, be completely okay with the idea that the audience is going to think that you are as dumb as you're playing.
Right.
There's no winking. There's no, you can't.
Yeah.
And that, I was somebody who has a little bit of pride every now and again.
Yeah.
Not much, but every now and again.
Also, your parents are super duper smart.
Yes.
So it's a thing that's valued in your household.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you're going to go play something that's opposite of everything that was championed at home.
And playing something one-dimensional is really hard. It's easier to play somebody where there's like more clues to who they are. And women are also saddled with a lot of exposition. Moving the story along. Like,
Michael, if you fight for a third time on December 7th.
But you don't understand. If you don't push the button before the thing runs out, then the thing is going to go and we're all going to be fucked. No. Well, we don't even get to say that part. Then,
right.
And then
they say something. Then Vin Diesel says,
we're going to be fucked. Yeah. Not that I've ever gotten
we're fucked.
that Although I have been doing push-ups.
I don't want to get way off track, but I just
Yes.
I happened to check out Fast and Furious, maybe 7 or 8, and there was a line in the movie that Vin Diesel said. He said, they go like, "What are you gonna do if you catch him, Vin?" I don't even know what his name is in the movie, but and he's like, "They haven't even invented a word yet for what I'm gonna do to him." And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh my God, was a writer that lazy that they actually wrote? I can't think of a great thing to say. I mean, it's not even metaphorical." He goes,
They haven't even invented a word for what I'm going to do to them yet.
So when you started acting as a kid, and did you want to be a dramatic actor, a serious actor? Was that the trajectory? Or did you want to do
I
comedy?
like how you put this in quotations. And also, can I tell you, Dax, this is really fun for me to get to be interviewed by another podcaster.
Oh, good.
Because
Well, I did your show and I had so much fun.
You were amazing. You're so fucking hysterical.
It was really great. And it was part of the reason I wanted to do this. I was like, those are so fun. She's doing it at her house. This seems doable. I'm going to do it.
Can I be obnoxious?
Yeah.
You've always been a very handsome man. But you're like one of those guys that gets more handsome as they age.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
That's good news.
This is not just the Red Bull
beats
talking.
We're pretty shit faced right now in Red Bull. Well, we told this story on your podcast. So let's just get it out there right now because I think it's relevant.
Yeah.
So I saw Just Friends, and I was like, you are so talented. And then you and I sat next together at a premiere, and I was single and you were single. Oh, I don't even know if you were single, but I remember what I thought was giving you some pretty good action. You know, there were some open-ended questions. I was like, I would definitely like to take this person on a date. And then from my point of view, that door was bolted. It was a deadbolt shut door.
Because I think my...
Were you married or something?
I think my first husband may have been sitting to the right of me.
Okay. That would explain a lot. Okay, well then let me applaud how you behave publicly.
Well,
because even in front of Kristen, if someone's giving me rhythm, I will like entertain it for 5 minutes.
Oh
it
yeah,
feels great.
I totally remember that.
Okay.
I felt like we were sharing popcorn and laughing, and then I just like got a bunch of grief later.
Oh, okay.
That's my hazy memory of it.
Okay,
that must have been what, 2005? I don't know.
So you were married at that time.
Yes. I like to,
You don't like to think about it, or you don't like to talk about it.
No.
Both.
It was a youthful,
Well, the whole thing, people need to put that into context. So you did Scary Movie when you were 22?
Yeah.
That's insane. So I can't imagine being the lead of a movie at 22. You live in LA, now you have money. The whole thing is for anyone
Not
to navigate
much money.
that.
I did live above Erewhon right next to the Grove before the Grove was built.
Oh.
Wow. you predate the Grove?
Oh my God.
Predate the Grove.
Wow.
Honda Accord, 1994. Pearl Jam CD stuck in the CD player.
Of a Honda Civic?
Yeah, Honda Accord.
I'll
have you know. Yep,
that's a mid-level.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe you guys could make a side appointment so you could ask her to describe when they were
I'd love
constructing the Grove.
Yeah.
Because you must have seen them break ground.
The full history.
I didn't know what it meant, though.
Right.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
What it
You tripped on the Ark of the Covenant.
It's like
you didn't
pilot
even know.
season. I don't know. Get these fucking trucks out of here.
But you're 22, and so that's a lot for a 20, or at least would have been for me.
My parents are still married, and they have this amazing marriage. And I think my brother and I have talked about this a little bit.
Your brother's a sociologist?
Yeah.
And he's a professor?
Yeah.
UC Irvine?
UC Davis.
UC Davis.
But we've talked about like the idea of because you would think that having successfully married parents would like increase your odds
for sure.
But how we've justified it, the whole thing is that we trying to make something work when we weren't sort of picking up the clues. Like for me, it was sort of like checking it off the list. If I get this part solved, then I'll like do career and everything.
I'll have this base at home.
Yeah, and also I think I was very intimidated by dating in LA and not feeling like I fit here with like glamorous people, and sort of it felt like the stoner dudes that I knew back home were just easier, and
less
like
pressure.
Flashier guys here. I don't know. I just
So
kept
this
thinking
person
about-
made you feel safe.
Yes, but also that truly just getting it settled made me feel like, okay, I can now.
Like it was a loose end that needed tying up.
Yes. And I worked really hard.
Is that because, do you think you're super goal oriented? Are you kind of secretly type A?
Oh, fuck. You're probably fucking right. Yeah, I think I am. I don't know.
So you were like, and then were you like a good girl? Did you get good grades and your parents were proud of you at all times and overachiever
no.
type? Oh, no.
No.
Okay. You were a disappointment?
I was a bad girl.
You loved
living in
Jesus and horses.
No, it was sort of mixed. You know, I lied a lot to my parents. I wanted to experience. I just wanted to experience a bigger world, like all of us do
Right.
when we're in high school. Like, isn't there more than this?
But just really quick, that to me is a clue. So if you felt compelled to lie to them in order to cover up these things that you would think were undesirable in their eyes, that to me kind of says you were conscious of the fact that I'm supposed to be a good girl. I'm supposed to be an overachiever.
You're completely right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like, my mom was very much like, you're going to fuck up. You're going to get arrested. Just don't get someone pregnant. So the bar, like I felt very
Was that
encouraged.
good or bad?
Oh, I
then?
loved it. I hope to raise my kids the same way. She was like, life's fucking messy. It's going to get messy for you. And I'm going to be the person that's never going to scold you for it. And I'll come pick you up. You know, I'm very grateful for that. If I had to have perpetuated some image of myself that I really wasn't, that would have been hard for me.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, I think it leads to whatever level of honesty you have as a person when you leave home. Because if you're in an environment where you're basically forced to lie, then you develop that skill set, and that's how you navigate the world. But if you grew up like I did, like where honesty is not, shamed or scolded, then you're not afraid to be honest.
What's that like?
You're looking at it.
I love you, mommy and daddy. But did that make you more monogamous than some of your peers?
No, absolutely not.
But you were in a series of long-term relationships, right?
I'm a serial monogamous, but I had a girlfriend for 9 years before Kristen and I, which have been together for almost 11 years. The 9-year relationship was an open relationship.
What is that like?
Here's what it's like. We met cheating on our boyfriend and girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
We loved each other. I said, I'm 21.
Wait, is this like a party? Sorry, I just need to get a good visual here.
It was a party. So it was a party in Hollywood. I was with my friend Nate Tuck. We meet these two girls, Julie and Bree. They're amazing. They're both from Everett.
Fuck yeah.
Bree's hyper intelligent right
Washington
away.
girls are fucking rad.
They're rad. And I would say it was one of a couple times that I felt like it was love at first sight. And I had a long-term girlfriend back in Michigan, which we had already kind of talked about. Well, this is hard. I live here. You live here. We're going to like be realistic about this. And I think that was maybe the training ground for me to get comfortable with all that. And so we met. She had a boyfriend. I had a girlfriend. We started dating. Her boyfriend lived in another state.
Wait, I want to know, but that night though, was she like sitting on your lap, like touching the back of your neck? Like what's happening?
Truth be told, that was the first night I ever did crystal meth. So I was on crystal meth. So it was heightened. I'm sure everything was heightened. This person was like fell out of the fucking sky, in my opinion. And yes, we talked for hours. We danced. It was in a little Hollywood house, like a little bungalow around Janice.
And you're 21?
I'm 21. And I live in LA and I have no money and I'm not succeeding and I'm lonely. And this is wonderful. This is like the best thing that could happen to me.
It's like, yeah.
And so quickly into us dating, I said, let's just be realistic about this. We met cheating on our boyfriends and girlfriends. I love you. We're 21 and 20. I don't think we're making it to 50 with us. Neither of us cheating on one another. So I personally would like to not set that as an expectation of this relationship. I'm telling you, you don't owe that to me. I don't want to see about it. I don't want to know about it, but you don't owe that to me. So you don't have to, that doesn't have to be something you fight forever. Because I want to ultimately be with you in long term.
I'm imagining this conversation happening at 6:46 a.m. at that Hollywood house. The birds are chirping.
You've been there. You have to have been there.
No,
maybe not on crystal meth.
I'm just.
But mind you, this conversation didn't happen that night. It happened as we started dating. Okay. But suffice to say, there were many 6 a.m. mornings that we were going to sleep because we both love drinking. And then that, I won't tell her side of it, but she was resistant to it at first. And then somehow she came around to it. And then we had that arrangement. So no, I was not monogamous, to answer your question. And nor was I in high school,
but
shamefully.
How did that work, though? Like, I mean, not like you don't have to give me logistics.
I can give you all
like,
the logistics.
But like emotionally, wasn't it way more complicated?
Yeah. So we slept together. We lived together.
Yeah.
We came home together every single night. No one ever went out on a date. We lived together. We were in love. We spent, we slept in the same bed every night. When she went back to Washington, I don't know what happened, nor do I care. She hung out with friends from high school. And things may or may not have happened. I would go back to Michigan. I traveled for work. Things happened. And we both decided that hearing about the experience would never be joyful for us. It's not like I would ever enjoy hearing what happened with her and some dude. So I was like, I just don't ever need to know about it. If I die never knowing, I'll be fine. But I can tell you how it evolved.
Okay, yeah.
It evolved in this way. And I had to admit that it was a very convenient policy for a dude. At a certain point, she goes, look, this thing that's been going on for years, you're getting what you want. A guy wants to sleep with a girl. I want to go out to dinner with someone who wants to hear about the book I'm reading, is super interested in me, and has never met me. Like, that's what I long for. That's the thing that I miss about being single. And I said, so basically you're saying you would like to go on dates. And she goes, that would be fair. That would be you getting what you want and me getting what I want. And I said, that's a pretty sound argument. Okay. And then when I was out of town, I assumed she went out to dinner with people and told them about what books she was reading. But I never at any moment during any of this thought.
That is not a Washington girl, Dax.
I never at any point thought this girl doesn't love me, isn't super in love with me. And whatever thing happened, I never felt like that had impacted anything between us. The reasons we broke up weren't related to that.
So did you guys stipulate any kind of safety? I'll wear a condom.
You gotta,
I don't know.
Yes. The understanding was, yes, if you do something, you should be wearing a condom.
But do you think that this is a workable relationship for people?
This is what I think. It worked for us for 9 years. That was a lot longer than most of my friends who had girlfriends at that time that they liked had. In their 20s. To go through your whole 20s with someone was, to me, semi-successful. A lot of people cheated on people, and then they had lies, and then they had lies on lies on lies, and I didn't envy that. So in that way it worked. But I'll tell you in the way that I learned that it can be very destructive, at least in our case it was. I think the sexual relationship between two people in a relationship is the hardest thing in the world to maintain. It requires the most amount of vulnerability. All your biggest, deepest fears are that you're not enough for somebody or you're not sexy enough for somebody. So knowing that it requires so much vulnerability and work, and it's so hard that when I had an option to do it with someone else and not do that work, I didn't do that work. So suffice to say, it definitely took an impact. It took a toll on our sexual relationship because we both were fulfilled in that way from other people.
Right.
And so that was very destructive. I don't know how one would navigate that aspect of it. Maybe at my age, I could try to do both. I don't know. Well, side note, I can't do any of that anyways, because I'm a fucking addict. And if I'm going to do it once, I'm going to do it 1,000 times. So, but that's a separate issue. But this is about you. So tell me though, because you were married, and did you feel a huge sense of shame about having to get divorced because your parents had made it work? And is your brother divorced? Is that why you guys were having that conversation?
Yeah. Okay. And I think there's a lot of layers. The first thing that just popped into my head was kind of the idea of embarrassment, of hopefulness, of optimism, and sort of the public declaration of I know what I'm doing. Yes, I know I'm young, but I got this. Yeah. And then I'm
an old soul. Right. Trust me.
But you know what? I think what you realize in time is that people, for the most part, are they're wrapped up in their own shit. They're also more understanding than you think.
Was that something that hit tabloids and stuff?
Not too much.
Because you weren't ultra famous then. Okay.
And no.
So that aspect wasn't terribly.
No, and I think that I think the people that loved me were probably saw how there's that thing that happens when a major change in your life happens and suddenly people are saying oh my gosh, you seem so happy. Mm-hmm. When you didn't realize before that you hadn't been projecting that.
Yeah.
That
So that was happening.
And it was always of comfort. It was like, oh, I didn't think I was all that happy, but I wasn't doing a good job covering up. I thought that I was. But
was it hard for you to call your parents and say, we're gonna end this? It wasn't.
You know, it was hard. The first time it was hard to call my parents and tell them I got engaged.
Oh, yeah.
That was hard.
Because you were what, 20? How old were you?
I was 24, 25. Yeah, maybe 25. I remember thinking like, why am I having a hard time calling my parents?
Yeah.
Like,
that should be a red flag, probably, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember that very specifically. Like,
did you have that moment when you were walking down the aisle where you thought, ooh, I don't know? Or were you 100% on that day at least?
I've never romanticized marriage, even though I have my parents have this beautiful marriage. I was never
planning your wedding day or any of that shit.
No. And it confused me when my friends would talk about that or think about that. And so the first time I got married in a bikini in Tahiti, covered in salt and it was a great day. But it was so fucking hot. We fed sharks, stingrays, whatever. Like, it was fucking rad.
Yeah. But during the vows, you didn't have any second thoughts or...
I think I did.
You
but
did.
I think I was I think I'm pretty good at convincing myself that, because I am a romantic. I believe in a partnership. I believe in companionship. I just don't know if I believe in the ceremony of a wedding necessarily, as I just married my friends.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You performed the whole...
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Did you
I
have to
know.
learn scripture and stuff or...
Nah, I just was like, hey, fuck it. You guys like each other. Fuck yeah.
Let's party.
Rock on.
Do you think that's a little bit of a product? Because Kristen and I felt the same way, and that is because we already have an abundance of attention in our life. You know,
Yes.
you're already kind of
Yes.
celebrated on a
Totally.
red carpet. So the last
Exactly.
thing you want on your free day is
Exactly.
come stare at me.
I didn't ever have that need for this day is going to be about me.
Yeah.
Because I get a few of those days.
Yeah.
And then at work, when it's not about me, I make sure that I make it about me.
Sure.
But I do think that has something to do with it. That I don't know, Monica, do you think, I feel like I'm starting to tread into dangerous territory in terms of stereotyping women. But I do think that
I make a lot of generalizations. Just
we've
feel
been
free.
sort of conditioned to feel the need for a big Valentine's Day,
Yes.
Mother's Day, the wedding.
And can I just say,
Yeah.
I think they're a little patronizing because
completely.
it's such a patriarchy, right? And you guys are so shit on historically that we're throwing you these crumbs of these fucking days. I'm going to give you this great wedding, but then you're going to be my slave. You're going to be my indentured servant, raise my children while I go have fun at a career.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm giving you these little scraps. In that way, I think, as women rightly become more valued in our society, probably the need for Valentine's Day will dissipate a little bit, right?
I fucking hope
But
so.
Valentine's Day is also based in the guy sends flowers or the guy,
Rents a limo.
surprises you. It's still all in the hands of the male, even though it's sort of promoted as this female intensive.
Great point. Yes.
But do you even look at the difference between Father's Day and Mother's Day? So in my experience and in my circle, typically on Mother's Day, the moms have lunch with their girls or their boys, and the whole family goes to a lunch or a dinner, and it's a day about mom with her kids and her.
Yep.
Father's Day, where I grew up, is Dad goes golfing for 6 hours.
yeah.
He gets
Dad's
to get
day
the
off.
fuck away from everybody. And I just think,
For once.
doesn't that sum everything up about the low expectations of dads? It's Father's Day, I'll see you guys in 8.
As though the assumption, and this goes back to a lot of female guilt issues too, but as though the assumption is that all we want to do is just have a peaceful day with our children.
Eat some chocolate in a
Right.
heart-shaped box.
Oh God.
Take
I
a
wanna
Calgon
get
bath.
An Eggo waffle in bed.
Yeah, right. That's
shitty
your
scrambled eggs
Yeah.
with
the kids
the
cook
shell
shit.
inside of it is
Burnt
your
toast.
big present.
Raw bacon, burnt toast, and shells and eggs.
Yeah, I don't know. But you're completely right. It's totally patronizing, and the posturing of the show, because it's I don't know, your friends maybe ask you what did he get you for
Oh yeah, the
doing
pressure
it.
of
And it's- I don't
or even this whole like even the thing that happens with women with the ring. It's like show me the ring,
completely.
the engagement ring. Like I've never had a dude. I've never worn a wedding ring. I've been married for years. No dude's ever asked me where my wedding ring even is. You know. Yet if you're a female, your friends are like, "What did he get you? Is it you know?" I mean, part of the problem is most guys have terrible fucking taste, but there's this whole thing like, here's the proof of how much he loves me. It's this many carats. That whole thing is so busted.
Yeah, I know so many
completely.
women who like have anticipated the engagement and then they've gotten their nails done because they know they're going to be showing off their hand for the next however many months to every single person who they come into contact with.
And the surprise thing. I have a whole
Side issue.
surprise. You're stuck with me for the rest of your fucking life. Yeah. Like when did that ever the conception of the surprise engagement? It's like okay. Well, yes. I truly
Now, so do you think for you,
No, that's so true and honest and real.
and do you think that for you, just now globally, you think marriage not for you or still for you?
I need to figure out what the purpose is.
Right.
Like, is it safety for your children? Is it like convention? Is it so other people respect your relationship more?
Mm-hmm.
Is it for, for me, I'm just not quite sure where it fits. And especially when it feels so easy, of course, to get married.
Yeah.
And then there's like the untangle, like in terms of like the state being involved.
No. That was always my issue. I was very against marriage. When I was with Kristen, I was like, I'll have 100 kids with you and I will die with you. But the idea of proving to the state of California I love you feels preposterous to me. And then also having to be granted permission to separate from you someday if we decide to go our separate ways, that seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I did it because, I knew for her it meant something, and that's fine. I can do that.
And it does because there is the importance of how other people then treat you as a married man, as opposed to a man with a girlfriend. Like
Even if they got your girlfriend, you have several kids.
I do think it is important how other people respect a relationship.
Okay, great. So you're onto something really good, which to me, that's a terrible reason. The ultimate motivator is fear that my spouse will cheat on me with someone else.
Right.
Doesn't seem like a healthy
No,
start.
I totally agree with you.
But she's not even saying between the relationship. She's saying like that other people not coming on to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That seems to be motivated out of like, let's shore this up. Let's put a moat around this, and then women will know you're married, and men will
I
know
don't
I'm.
like it either.
No, listen,
it
I'm
feels
not
weird,
saying
right?
it's a good reason.
No,
I'm just saying it is like
It's
a
certainly a
small
reason,
benefit
yes.
of having that label of being married.
Have you had infidelity issues when you were younger?
Oh yeah. I felt like I was such kind of an ugly duckling growing up. I just wasn't all that cute. But so if
Really quick, can you explain that? Because for us, that's hard to imagine.
that's very
No,
kind
truthfully,
of you to say,
Monica,
Dex.
you're not looking at her going,
that's
I can't imagine you as an ugly
I
duckling.
can't imagine.
Yeah.
But I
that's
do
very
know
sweet.
people who are not cute and then grown up to be beautiful.
Sure. And you know people that you think are cute, but they don't think they're cute.
Yep.
Like I have a low opinion of how I look, whether that's right or wrong.
You're
but I'm
very handsome.
wondering, do you think you just had a low opinion of yourself, or do you actually think
No, I think if I showed you some pictures, you'd be like, all right, yeah, that was an awkward beat there. You had a few.
Did you fall downstairs just before this photo was taken? Is that a fisheye lens they're using? Were you boy crazy and you were?
Oh yes.
Okay, good.
So if an attractive guy liked me, I was just dizzy.
Same here.
Just like
Which is not to say, because I had girlfriends growing up, and a lot of them were way out of my league. So I would get these girls that were way above my own opinion of myself. But yeah, the power they had over me. Like I remember getting to junior high, and this 8th grade girl, Sasha, liked me, and I was fucking drunk. I was like plastered drunk with joy for weeks over this.
I would have like robbed a fucking frat house from top to bottom.
When did this start happening though? Where boys were liking you and you were like, oh yeah.
Senior year of high school, sort of when it felt like I had I got my first boyfriend, and he was a good looking guy, and I just truly couldn't believe it. And so I think I was possessive and
Jealous?
yeah, but also very proud. I was still that was something my mom gave me, was definitely like a sense of pride. So I would
You wouldn't expose that.
yeah, I'm sure I did, but I attempted not to. But it sort of informed everything in terms of acting for me, because I've been acting for a while, and at least I had the confidence from that avenue.
Because you knew you were good at that from a young age, and that was a source of self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was working with adults. That was really gratifying. But
And do you think of that in terms of being a mom? Like I always think, God, it's so important that you help your kid find the thing that can give them some self-esteem.
yeah, I do, and I want to make sure that Jack, our son, is like I don't want to put him through like a ton of torturous activities.
Right, to find out.
Yeah, were you like involved in a bunch of different?
I was single
sports
mom,
and-
3 kids. She worked her ass off to support us. So I did play soccer for a minute, but like there was no one around to throw a ball with me or anything. So soccer I played for a little bit, but I got into skateboarding, all the sports you could do by yourself, BMX riding, skateboarding, all kind of alternative
So you
sports.
were kind of a loner, like a lot of actors are, or at least a lot of people in Hollywood, right? Like
Yeah. Well, I was also, as anyone who listens is so sick of me saying this, but yeah, I was also going to like special ed classes. I couldn't read. I was dyslexic. I had a lot of things that made me not stoked to be a kid. You know, I thought I was struggling a lot.
Were you really angry as a kid?
You know, I wouldn't have described myself that way for a long, long time, but it's funny because I have many memories of bullies, right? But then as I get more honest, I also have beat kids up I shouldn't have. Like I am certainly for some kids a bully, and I had bullies, and I just lived in a house where I was powerless, and I had an older brother who kicked my ass, and I got to school and like I finally wasn't powerless, and I probably was a terrible kid to some kids, which is terrible, but that's a fact.
That's a really frequent quality of bullies. My brother's specialty is bullying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and sociology. Yeah. So he's done a lot of research. Anyway, but the need to feel powerful when you're feeling powerless.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have a question that I would just want to make sure gets asked. You're probably going to ask it, but I wanted to make sure.
How big are your? Oh no.
What's your bra size?
pre or post?
Prove it. Okay, no. Since you grew up feeling unattractive physically, and then you became famous, and you're getting like a lot of attention, probably a lot for being beautiful and having this like physical, you know,
You were on lists.
commodity.
Yeah, you were on lists of prettiest
Yeah.
people and shit like that.
Yeah, that's a new commodity. Was that like a weird thing to reconcile?
I don't think that I have reconciled. Like
I believe you, by the way. I don't think
you.
think you know how hot you are at all.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh God, thanks.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
With those fucking lists, it's like I'm 73 on Maxim's like top 100, when you can like I'm sure that it was a struggle for them to come up with 100 names.
Oh, no.
Like, but anyway,
Rest
but
assured, I've never been on one of those lists, so it can be done. You can compile the list without everyone in Hollywood.
It doesn't maybe answer your question fully, but I love it so much that as I get older, and I bet Kristen does as well, have so many female fans, because it feels like, you know, we're hard on each other, and I value it so much that young women like some of the work that I've done, or that feel like they can relate to me. And when I was in my 20s, I did feel resentful that I was in the comedy world a bit, which was a very arrogant place to be in my mentality, because I should be always fucking grateful to be working in general. But at that time, I remember thinking, why can't I be somebody's muse or like whatever?
By the way, we're all victims of that. I mean, Brad Pitt probably wants to be in Pearl Jam. Like, there's nobody
Right.
who doesn't aspire to be doing something. I think it's just a human condition. And I was curious about that because I assume, especially if you started out in an acting conservatory and you were taking it very seriously, and then all of a sudden you find yourself on this comedic path. And then you were in some movies too that had acclaim, like you were in Lost in Translation, which you were great at. And were there moments where you were like frustrated that wasn't going more in that direction? And now that you're older, you're going like, oh my God, dude, it's so awesome to be any of the things.
Oh, yes. It did feel at times like tough, especially because I grew up doing like all this whatever serious theater. And my mom's like, you need to be Amelia Earhart. And instead, I'm like, I'm Cindy Campbell getting sprayed to the ceiling. It's for Mom. I'm sorry.
Did you sit next to your dad at the premiere of that movie?
My mom.
Your mom.
I was like, please go to the bathroom right now. Go to the bathroom right now. Go to the bathroom right now. But I think I so appreciate how difficult comedy is. I feel so lucky what it's given me as a person in terms of how it's made me be able to laugh at myself. I think it's made me a little happier. And also, I think there's longevity in being a part of the world of comedy. But Monica, as far as like the sexiness question, there are times when I do feel sexy, but mostly that's, I think, I like to think that, this is me being obnoxious. I like to think that sensuality and sexuality are a little bit different. Like I like to think that I'm a more, I don't know, a sensual person. What the fuck am I talking about? God.
A lot of guys are now masturbating in the audience, but that shouldn't alarm you at all.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Is there a whole thing? People on the podcast have been talking about sometimes how masturbating for like guys is more satisfying than sex. That's very common, isn't it?
Not in my experience, no.
Okay.
Other than the pressure of performing, that certainly
so
is.
Is that what it is? Because I wonder if young men have, because they're so exposed to so much porn, if the pressure to
and those guys are
perform-
fucking like for an hour if they want.
Right, and the girl is howling
Yes,
and, you know, it must like fuck up the sense of what it's like to actually to have
Realism.
sex.
Yeah, they're also porn is like you can have exactly what you want down
Right.
to like you can have a girl that's 5 foot with the hair down to her boobs and with blue eyes and you can like get so precise and specific that
You
like,
just
how could
described me, Monica.
I know. To a T.
Like super sensual, blue eyes.
Really gonna get sprayed to the ceiling.
No, but I do think, to your point, when you're young and you're a dude, this isn't true for all guys, but certainly it was for me and other guys I knew, holding out for more than a few seconds, that is a challenge, right?
Right.
And then so it can lead to all these other things. Like I remember when I first started drinking and having sex, I was like, ooh, this is awesome. Now I can be in the saddle for way longer. That's fucking great. And then when I got sober, I was kind of like, wait, I've been fucking drunk for 15 years. What am I going to do now?
I always thought that women were in the saddle. Sorry. You go on.
I think either whoever's in reverse cowboy anal can be in the saddle, I guess.
Go on. When you're on drugs, what happens then?
Yeah. So then with certain drugs, then you're lasting even longer and you feel way more in command of the whole thing. And then weirdly, your now love for that drug is not just the experience of being on the drugs, but then the powers that it gives in the bedroom. And then ultimately for me, I don't know, it's different for other guys. This is why I don't super respond to prostitution, simply because I'm an approval junkie. The whole reason I'm doing it is that I'm hoping to God you think I'm the best lover that ever lived. Like that is the Everest. I want you to
Is that
be
an
the
actor
best.
thing, or because I
don't know.
completely hear you on that, but or is that an everybody thing?
Well, it can't be an everybody thing because guys go to prostitutes, and I don't know how that is. That wouldn't be scratching the itch I have.
Yeah, but they also they fall in love with them sometimes. Did you ever see that Vegas show, on HBO?
Oh, yeah.
Cat House?
Oh, Cat House. Yeah. Bunny Ranch or the Cat House. Or Uh-huh.
It was called Cat House, but it was at the
guys,
Bunny Ranch.
guys fall in love with those girls. But again, I think in that case, there is someone who has very expertly assessed what it is they need to hear, and they tell them that, and so they're in love.
Right.
But this is why I've never really enjoyed strip clubs, even though I've been to them. And, in a pinch, if you're bored in a town, sure, I'd probably go again. But
Albuquerque?
Exactly. How did you fucking know that? I got to say, I've probably been to a strip club 8 times in my life. 5 of the times were in Albuquerque.
Sure, I've been to that one.
Oh, there's
The one
nothing to do.
downtown?
Yeah, if you're shooting night, well, there's 2. In the one downtown, I think was younger, no drinking, but younger, and then the one on the outskirts was drinking, and then they have more clothes on.
Oh, okay. I was the downtown one.
I was shooting nights, and there was nothing open at night. And your days off are like Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm up at fucking 3 a.m. What am I going to do? but anyways, I don't like being in there because I'm a customer. That's very clear. Like I am a customer to these people. And then everything I would want to win them over. I'd want to make them laugh. I wouldn't trust a thing that they were giving back to me. And so I have no desire to do that. So to that point, yes, I can see where sex is daunting, especially if your goal is to be very good for that other person. And it's very hard to be very good when you're young. So I guess maybe in that case, it would be easier to just jerk off. I still would have always preferred to have sex as a young person.
I just didn't know if it was like I don't know. For some reason, it makes me sad, the idea.
Someone be so afraid they'd rather just jerk off?
I just read this piece in the New York Times. I don't know. Listen to me. I just
so
read this
literate.
piece in the New York Times about how young people have access to all this porn and they don't know like what the fuck is going on. You know, I mean, not that I fucking do, but yeah.
I'm always hesitant to believe all that stuff because I do think the undercurrent of America, our number one thing we're still afraid of is like sexuality is still so weird for everyone. It's so threatening. Again, because I think it triggers our biggest fears. But there is still a very puritanical vibe in this country that I just can't wrap my head around. And so when I read those pornography things, it's like, sure, it's certainly fucking up some dudes. It's probably saving some marriage as well. It's probably like, who knows what the net result of it is. But I have a very hard time thinking watching people fuck is really a bad thing. I think, I think it's some residual, Quakers settling Pennsylvania or something.
Oh, I agree with you, but because it's the weight of it and because it's sort of forbidden as any kind of discussion topic in any format. So it's like, you've got like this 15-year-old girl who's like, my boyfriend wants to do anal because he saw it on the thing. Mm-hmm. What do I do? Like, how do we not have any kind of discussion or dialogue,
Yeah, I'd be very in favor of that. Them having a very frank, real conversation in high school. It's like, hey, this is not unlike a Marvel movie or the dude flies. Yeah. So you fucking a girl in the ass and she's coming 1,000 times. Probably not going to happen in your lifetime, nor are you going to blow up a building in New York City. Like, it's fine to fantasize about that, but then let me also tell you what's real.
Right.
Yeah. Expectations get really muddy when that's what they're exposed to. So conversations would be helpful.
Yeah. And again, parents, everyone is so awkward about this thing, sex. So of course they're being informed by that because no one's pulling them aside and you're embarrassed among your friends to not know what's going on. So you have to go find out on your own. And that's all that's available.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't think the thing in and of itself is bad or whatever. I think it is how it's used, why it's used, and all that gets pretty dodgy or dicey. So then my assumption, knowing what you've told me now about yourself, is that you would be in a relationship.
You're a very good conversationalist.
Oh, thank you. You too. You should have a podcast that's wildly successful.
Fuck you, Dex.
Would you be in a relationship and then someone that you thought would never like you would give you attention and that just was irresistible? That approval from that type of person.
I wasn't.
You were faithful.
Yeah, I've been, definitely. I'm a flirt.
Okay.
Which I think you both have probably picked up on here.
Sure.
Monica,
take your shirt off. We're all ready.
Okay.
We're all ready.
Ooh, it's a good one. But no, with the exception of a couple of pecks here and there.
Okay.
I was the one being cheated on, and I was so naive.
Mm-hmm.
And proud too. So it was an odd combination of when sort of putting the pieces together. It was like, I still felt like, well, yeah, that fucking sucks. That hurts. Mm-hmm. But kind of the better one, I think, at the end of the day. Not that I meant physically, but I felt like I was always pretty good.
You didn't let it destroy your self-esteem.
No,
which
well,
is good.
It's more that I didn't know. You know what? I haven't really thought this answer through yet. I think it was more that I felt like, fuck this noise. Eventually there was the realization of like, oh, I'm stronger than this. I want to be valued more.
Yeah.
I was underestimated.
Is it something you ever tried to work through?
No.
So if someone cheated on you, that was a wrap on them.
Well, there was definitely some denial on my part.
Okay. Like willful.
Yes. Yeah. But
he clearly is buttoning his shirt as he exits this.
Yeah. And that's where I was so naive because if a guy would tell me like, oh, she tried to kiss me, but I said, no, I'm in love. I'd be like, oh, that's romantic. Okay. And maybe that's because it wasn't in my personality trait necessarily to to do a lot of, I don't know. You guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, I love it. That's the best part of you, is that you're only sincere, and then you'll get to one where like, I don't know how to wrap this up, and I'm just going to say that.
But no, I would believe people.
Okay. But you started saying something, and then I probably interrupted you, or you went on your own tangent.
Probably.
But you were about to tell me what you and your brother determined was how your parents' perfect marriage backfired somehow for you guys.
I think it's the thing of like, you witness your parents and you think, okay, they got married at 21. They love each other. They made this whole thing work. I can trust my own judgment at that age as well.
Oh,
What's tricky is, of course, that things have changed, and my parents raised ambitious kids, and that getting married at 21, 22 is incredibly difficult if you want to move to Hollywood and try to make it as an actor. And
I think it's difficult for every single person, no matter what they do, unless you're my grandpa and you went to work at a bakery every day and were around only men your entire life. The only woman you saw in your whole life was my grandma Yolis. Then it's pretty manageable.
But also, you know, with my first divorce, I did think a lot about like, if people had in my life that I, you know, loved and respected had said to me, hey, I see that you're not the happiest. Have you thought about this? Or, you know, like it seems like you guys are having some rough patches. I don't think I would have listened to them. And I write about it in my book, about how an actor in a movie that I did towards the end in 2007, who I didn't know that well, he was like, Anna, what the fuck? Like, what's going on with this relationship?
Oh, really?
Yes. And it was it was like cold water being dumped on my head. It was like, oh, you're so fucking right. And 3 days later, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, there's no going back from that realization.
Well, yeah, because I needed to, and to credit my parents and family and friends, like I wouldn't have heard them, you know, I wouldn't have taken it in. I would have been.
Well, yeah, it would be such a source of embarrassment from the people.
Yeah,
that you want
and just
to
like, I got
approve
this.
of you.
Like, I got this. Like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
I got this.
Now, do you read a lot of this stuff on your Twitter? Like, do you read the stuff people write to you?
How many of my Twitter followers are going to be listened to?
I have no idea.
No.
I can only hope all of them.
I have been very resistant and terrible with social media. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I have a trillion opinions that would take us 3 hours to go over. But the specific thing I'm wondering about is I do read the mentions on my Twitter feed, you know, especially if I have something like Chips where I worked so hard to write it and direct it, and it took 2 years of my life. If someone says something nice about that to me, like I want to say thank you for that, right?
Yeah.
If I'm on something I have really nothing to do with, like maybe Parenthood, where I'm just saying Jason Kadam's wonderful words, I don't feel much ownership over it, so I'm probably not as inclined to thank them personally. So, you know, depending, I guess, what I have out in the world is kind of how dialed into it I am. But the thing that I have read, I can't tell you how many thousands of times, is you and I are both in a relationship, or you were in a relationship, and I am still, where people that they liked you guys so much together, and they like us together, and I so often would see your name with mine in like a hashtag couples goals.
Right.
I'm telling you 1,000 times, right? Yeah. And so I found out about you and Chris by my Twitter feed was so riddled with people who are like, no, it's you and Kristen and it's Chris and Anna. So many people were writing, oh my God, now if Dax and Kristen separate, love is dead. And I kept saying to Kristen, I'm
so sorry.
I don't know anything about either of your situation, nor do I want to know. But I felt so compelled. I wanted to publicly just say to those people, you guys, that does not mean love is dead. That does not mean that you guys didn't love each other more than anything. And that doesn't just mean that life's fucking very complicated and very hard, and it's only amplified by all the trillion things you guys have going on. I just felt this weird compulsion to defend you in some way.
Thank you. Thanks. Chris and I did talk about like, oh boy, like
we're going to let people down, right?
Ooh, yeah. And yes. And yeah, we got like on the Twitter feed, you know, yes, the like love is dead and relationship goals. You know, and I think what we were also guilty of, although we had an unbelievable marriage, and we have a great friendship now, and we love our son to death, and I'm really proud of that, because I'm not sure I did that well
The first time. Yeah.
But I do, like, I think, we obviously cultivated something. Through, and it was rewarding for a while. It was like, people seem to think that we got all this shit. All right.
Yeah,
like,
it's nice. But even then, even when times were good, did you feel a weird pressure? Because I do. I sometimes will read that stuff and I go,
yes.
Oh man, when I fuck up, which at some point I'm going to, or I'm going to do something, I'm going to be breaking all, like there is a weird pressure to it as much as it is fun. Like even if I was an asshole to her and we're in a fight for 2 days and then I'm reading those comments of like, oh my God, I need to find my Dax. And I'm like, I feel guilty. Like, no, you don't. Dax is being an asshole right now. He hasn't talked to Kristen in 36 hours or whatever it is.
Yes, completely. I'm not savvy enough to handle that arena well. So instead, it's like, okay, I'll just like be silent on social media for a while. I'll get followed around for a while.
Was there an embarrassment though? Like I feel like I would be embarrassed if that happened to us, as if I like, oh God, these people are going to think I sold them something disingenuous. When in fact, whenever it was that we did something that you liked, that was genuine in that moment. And it doesn't negate it now that later down the road, we both wanted to go another way.
I don't know if embarrassment is quite the right word. Something akin to that, I think. There was a little, like, I had a little bit of a childish feeling of like, oh, come on, fucking grow up.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little anger.
Yeah, sure.
But that's not
we did
fair
what
either,
60% of America does.
Because I cultivated it, though. Like, we intentionally cultivated the idea of like, look at this beautiful family. And there were so many moments that were like that. But of course, just like anything on social media, you don't post like,
Chris is at a hotel tonight.
Where the fuck is the toilet paper?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Dax is sleeping at his friend Nate's tonight.
So, yeah, I think it's a very hard forum to be genuine. And I think it does a disservice to people to not be, I guess. But at the same time, I keep like posting what I feel like are very unflattering photos of myself. But I also don't want to get wrapped up and sucked into the idea of like duck lips and like trying to emotionally invest.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dax.
Well,
Tell me the
I had
answers.
Belle on this same podcast. It was the first episode. And we talked a lot about that. I said, are we part of the problem? I think social media gives this idea to other people that everyone's living a great life but themselves. And I think to try to counteract that, her and I have always been dead honest that we've been going to couples therapy since day one. She's got fucking depression, is on pills. I'm a fucking recovering alcoholic. Like there's a lot of shit going on.
Where do I fit in? I have both things.
Yeah. Have you wrestled with that?
Depression?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Probably undiagnosed. I come from a family where that's not widely acknowledged.
Okay.
It's just sort of that old school mentality of like, but there isn't really anything wrong, right?
Right.
And
or that you could fix it yourself if you tried hard enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kristen, one of my favorite things about her is she's super open about it, and I think has helped
That's
wildly de-shame it all, which is important. And I try to, I'm sure ad nauseum talk about getting sober for me, because I think it's in the half of us are this way, it's not like it's 5% of us. It's all of us, this human condition is challenging. And I think why it's useful for someone like you to say it is, if I'm back home in Michigan still and I look at your life and I see a picture of your house and I know you're on TV, I have to assume those things were going to solve my issues.
Right. Of course.
And I think it's relevant to go like, those external things, they are great. Please don't take them from me. I'm grateful for them, but they didn't fix any of the things that were.
Oh, if they amplify, don't you think? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm incorrect.
At the beginning
about that,
for me.
Yeah, there's because you're right, because you do assume that this is a fix. This is like, okay, I've got the car, I've got the thing, I've got the other thing.
And you can lean on it. So when you're feeling depressed, you can go, well, but I do have this house and I do have this job, and other people can't do that. So in a weird way, that can also be a trap because you can be lying to yourself.
But that's why I wanted to talk to you when I was driving over here about why you started a podcast and how it must be, like it is for me, therapeutic. Having conversations with people who clearly want to be heard. But this format where it's intimate, do you find that it is therapeutic?
Yes. In this way, I thus far have been lucky enough that I've talked to mostly people I have a lot of respect for. There's this trick in AA where they tell you early on, like, identify somebody who has what you want. And that doesn't mean a car. That means that person seems to like themselves, or that person seems content, or that person seems to be able to accept the world as it is. Isolate who for you is that person, and then copy them. Learn what they do. How is it for me? It's this guy, Jeff, like Jeff, or my friend Tom. How is it you're managing your 2 daughters and your marriage and all these things? And you seem to be doing it in a way that I could benefit from. In that way, this podcast is an opportunity for me. And that's why I'm so interested when people come and finding out, like, how do you get out of the struggle? That's what I want to know. How do you find self-esteem when you go through a public divorce and you still got to show up for work on Monday and be funny? And every person on that soundstage knows your business. Like, how do you fucking navigate that? That is what is an opportunity for me to learn from.
I think, oh God, I think because I had felt distant for a while, and I had so much, like, I have so many wonderful friends and such an amazing team of writers and crew and everything, that the degree of support was overwhelming, and also it felt unnecessary. It was like definitely like a week where it was like, please don't pay attention to me.
Is it hard for you though to be vulnerable and accept help?
Yes.
And to accept compassion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very hard for me.
What's harder though, in an odd way, when not so much in the last couple of years, but early on when Alice and Janie, and I just fucking love her so much, and we're dear friends, but when like she would win Emmys, and I would feel like this wave of like on Monday, Monica knows where I'm going.
I do.
I would feel like this wave of looks, like everyone's eyes, like sort of landing on me. Like, is she cool? Is she cool with this? Is she cool with this? And
That's great.
I would just feel like I had no idea how to react in those moments.
You just want to scream like, I'm fine with this.
I'm like, yeah, this is fucking rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, give me more money. We're gonna get more money now.
Yeah.
But sort of like, so yeah, I've definitely had, I mean, I guess, when you're an actor and eyes are on you, it's, you go through those waves of things, and it's funny too, because at work, I know that some people are, get snappy and moody with other people, but I don't see any of it. And as a person who feels like very much a team member, and like, this is my show, like I want to see, not to see it, but I don't want to be protected, and I don't want to feel precious in any way. And so those moments are the ones that make me feel precious, and I don't want to feel those things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. Mine is, if you're helping me, obviously I did something wrong. Like, the fact that I need help. I also think, as I told you, I come from a family with 3 kids, 1 working parent. The way you showed each other you loved each other was to not be a drag on them, to be very self-sufficient. Like, I would be, Mom, look, this is how much I love you. I got ready for school. I cleaned my thing. I even cooked you breakfast. I know how hard this is. So now in life, for me to be a drag on people, or for me to need Kristen, it's almost impossible for me to ask. Thank God she's so intuitive. She has shown up times when I did need her, but I could have never asked. It almost feels like I'm telling you, I'm being selfish and I don't love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like a selfish act to require help.
Oh, completely.
And you just can't get through life without help. Like, I couldn't have gotten sober. I'd be dead right now if not for the help of all these men over the last 13 years who helped me. But man, it's so hard for me to be vulnerable enough to say, I do need help. It kills me. It's like the hardest thing for me to say.
Well, and also with what we do, we're essentially like our own, business, right? So we're hustling all around town. We're selling ourselves, and just ourselves. We're moving from job to job. We're trying to get shit made, and everything's kind of temporary. We don't know when we're going to work again. We don't know if something's going to work. It is sort of built into whatever personality thread that is built into our industry as actors.
But weirdly, like Kristen and I share almost none of the same issues. They're almost polar opposite. And we have the same job. She's better at it than me, but whatever. We have the same job. I have to imagine, were you and Chris, you were different, right?
No.
You weren't. You were very similar.
I think so. I mean, I do. I think so. I mean, we grew up in neighboring towns. Very, similar sense of humor, similar. Although I will say, I think that he was always naturally very popular.
Oh,
And
well, yeah, he was a jock in high school, right? He was like a stud.
Yeah. So we do have that difference there because I wasn't, just sort of just a natural leader, and just always had
very alpha.
Ton of friends, and people were drawn to him. Yeah. And it was the first time I had dated somebody that was popular. And I was like, what is this?
I want to end on a high note. So, because this
before I dig down,
no,
into like
you reminded
ditch.
me. I try to downplay how lucky all this is,
Yeah.
But the truth is, there are many times where it's preposterously lucky, and we're so spoiled. One of those times was 10 years ago. Kristen got invited to Hawaii.
Oh.
And the deal was, come to Hawaii. We will fly you and your boyfriend first class, and you will have a huge suite at the Four Seasons. And your obligation, the one thing she had to do was to go downstairs at a certain point and eat a piece of chocolate. I mean, this seems like if you saw it written in a movie, you'd go, no way. This isn't how crazy it is.
The Four Seasons.
In Maui. Yeah. And then the other buffoons they wrangled into this were you and Chris. Like you and Chris were there, and Kristen and I were there, and I think we're all pretty newly dating.
It was such a relief to see you guys too. It was like, you're here too. Yeah, I got to eat some fucking chocolate too.
Because you don't know, it might be Octomom. Like she might be the other popular person they've invited, and that's who you're going to be standing in photos with while you eat this piece of chocolate. Yeah, luckily it was you guys, which was so fun, and we kept bumping into you guys throughout the resort, right? And I think we were all so appreciative of how stupid this opportunity was that all four of us were pretty giddy with how preposterous this was, right?
Yeah.
And then you had bought Chris a pair of.
What did I do?
Remember you bought him a pair of Speedos that were like either American flag.
Yeah, the Americanas, we called them.
So I think that was the first time I met him. And he is on the goddamn beach in a pair of fucking American flag Speedos, prancing around. There's photographers. He doesn't give a fuck.
No, that was amazing. And he was posing. I know. It was so fucking great.
It was really spectacular. And then as I remember it, and tell me if you have a different memory, you guys were partying. We weren't. I was sober, and then she just simply wasn't drinking. But you guys were, and you were pretty bombed by the time it was time to eat a piece of chocolate, right? Is my memory correct?
That doesn't sound like me. What the fuck, Dax?
I just remember I want to say we took the same elevator down or something.
Oh, boy.
And you were bombed.
Oh, fuck.
And I remember thinking, I don't know if she's going to make it to eat this piece of chocolate.
Did I?
I don't know. This is a mystery I want solved. We left.
I haven't been invited back to the festival. So
that's not a great sign. But I think we left that vacation pretty certain that you weren't able to fulfill your obligation of eating this piece of chocolate.
Hey. I had a movie there.
Okay, so you fulfilled other obligations.
Yes, thank you, Dax.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It may have been a short film,
but to me, that's the best punchline of the story. It's like, all right, so all you got to do to fulfill all this is eat this piece of chocolate. Whether you think anyone could do that, the notion again, whether it's true or not, I prefer my memory is that you maybe didn't eat the piece of chocolate.
You know what? I don't know, Monica. Did I eat the chocolate?
For the sake of the story, no. You didn't.
I remember you guys being obsessed with crossword puzzles on that trip.
Yes, we used to race each other.
That was always impressive to me.
We had the same book, and then we shake hands and we say good luck to you, and then there's no cheating, and then we would get right into the race.
Do you remember Brad Garrett in the pool, by the way?
I do. Yes, I do. I'm wondering if that's a trip. Was Eddie Murphy at that hotel too?
Yeah, well, it was the whole Maui Film Festival.
Oh, so maybe he was.
Yeah. Yeah,
But those people, I don't think were there to eat the chocolate. I think that was just you guys and us. And again, they had no interest in me eating the chocolate. When it came time to eat the chocolate, they didn't hand me any. They wanted Belle to eat that piece of chocolate.
She was the only blonde they got.
Maybe they were smart enough to get two of you in case one of you dropped out from some midday drinking.
Hey.
I don't know.
Maui.
That's just my assumption of what happened. Anna, thank you so much for making time.
Hey,
I know
you.
you're busy.
Thanks so much.
And love to your sweet little boy.
You're amazing. I'm so glad that you're doing this, and I'm
going to come on yours again.
Please do.
Yes.
We've like kind of tapped. I'm gonna have to like
bullshit.
No, yeah, you're right. You're so right. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Talk about,
you'll learn what town I'm from this time. No, that was a no. You're not going to learn what town I'm from. Well, I love you and thank you for coming.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned if you'd like to hear my good friend and producer Monica Padman point out the many errors in the podcast you just heard. Monica Padman
Hi.
at MD. How do you do your Twitter handle?
MD.
I know it's weird. It should be MLD. What is it?
D. Why are you saying D?
Because I have fucking dyslexia. What is it? At
ML Padman.
Okay, well, that's still confusing.
Why?
Well, there's an L in there.
That's my middle name, Lily.
Yeah, but that's not widely known, I don't think.
I know, but I just didn't know where the D was coming from. You
I
kept
don't
saying
know.
D, and I wasn't sure.
Yeah, because there's a D in Padman.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is one.
It's a strong D, too.
I wish it was MD. That would be cool. It would be Dr. Monica.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
My father's initials were DRS, and on his golf bag, it said DR Shepherd. I think intentionally. People thought that they were golfing with a doctor.
They were amidst a doctor.
A medical professional. Fact check me.
Okay. Well, first, I just wanted to congratulate you.
Oh.
Because you said Smokey and the Bandit was the second biggest movie of the year, and you learned this from a previous fact check.
This time I got it right.
This time you got it right because you said it wrong once before. So congratulations.
So it's nice. I'm glad that you sandwiched that in. I also fucked up previously.
Yeah,
so it was
well,
like, you did a good job, but then reminder.
People need context.
That's true. Okay.
But you did a good job. Okay, you said Scary Movie wasn't written by Lawrence Kasdan and wasn't directed by, quote, you name it, unquote.
Okay.
Lawrence Kasdan, just for people who don't know, is very, very famous.
One of the very best writers of all time.
Yes, screenwriter. And he wrote, do you know any of the movies
Jaws.
he wrote? I don't think he wrote Jaws.
Okay. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he wrote
I think he wrote
Raiders
Jaws.
of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I didn't see Jaws on the thing, but
You would have seen it.
I think I
I'm
would have
probably
seen
wrong.
it.
Yeah.
Big Chill, Force Awakens, Return. A lot of the Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. And he directed
Body
some stuff.
Heat.
Yeah, I love Body Heat. I think he directed that one. Very sexy movie.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
We had a wonderful guest on a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can smell him.
Oh, really? There's remnants of Keith Morrison's
Yes, in a
signature
great
smell.
way.
Yeah. He's the definition of a silver
Monica
fox.
loves boys.
She do.
Scary Movie is written by, wait for it, Sean Waynes, Marlon Waynes, Buddy Johnson, Phil Bowman, Jason Friedberg, and Aaron Seltzer.
Congratulations,
Lots
guys.
of guys.
Yeah. A lot of
And it
men.
was directed by Keenan Ivory Waynes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then you asked, how did Scary Movie 5 do?
Mm-hmm. That was the one without her.
Correct.
Yeah.
That made $78.4 million.
It's a lot of money.
It's pretty
What
good.
the one before that
It
made?
did really well. You can't ask these things post.
No, but you know what would be great? Maybe Rob can just be doing this in the meantime, because I would like to see if the previous one made, let's say, 100, and then they didn't pay her $15 million. They
find
screwed
out.
the pooch. They should have ponied up because it would have come out in the wash, right?
Let's look. Scary Movie 4, 178.
Oh, 178. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they fucking saved $20 million on her paycheck, but then it cost them $100 million.
Yeah. No, but,
Bad
but don't
business.
you remember why she said?
No.
She said it was because she was too old. And I looked this up as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And she...
Was too old.
and indeed, she was too old. She was 36 when that movie came out.
Oh, who gives a shit? She still should have been
She
her.
looks super young anyway, so it should have been her. You're right. You said that you checked out Fast and the Furious, maybe 7 or 8 when you were quoting Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And I believe that was 8. It was the last one, Fate and the Furious. 'Cause I think, right?
No, I didn't see the 8. I know I didn't see the one with the submarine racing cars.
But I know when you told me that, I know.
I saw the one where there was a tribute to Paul Walker at the end, which I believe was 7.
Oh, that was 7.
And sadly, I didn't stick around for the Paul Walker tribute, and I really regretted it because I heard it was beautiful.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember when you told me that story that you saw it, but I thought you had just seen it because it was in the theater when you told me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was confusing.
Well, truth
for
be
me.
told, I've been telling that story since I saw it 2 years ago or whatever it was. Panay and I went.
Oh, so it was 7.
I haven't even invented a word yet for what I'm going to do to him.
I almost tried to watch them to see if you're saying the quote right, but that seemed like
It couldn't be done, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. But you said you didn't know his name in the movie, and it's Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, Dom.
You claimed that you guys were shit-faced on Redbull, and I just wanted to... You can't do that.
Okay, great.
You weren't.
In case any underage people are trying to get Taiwan on with some Red Bull.
Exactly. Okay. You said most guys have terrible taste, but I don't think you can say that,
You
really.
can't.
No.
Okay. Do you think men are generally known for their good style?
As a stereotype, no.
Right. And you've walked into a lot of male apartments in your life.
Sure.
Your
some.
years as a call girl.
Yeah.
And did you find that they were generally tastefully decorated, or were there like a picture of a Porsche on the wall and a Scarface poster and a terrible black leather couch?
I think it's more age. When boys get older, they gain more taste, I think. Those posters come down normally.
I'm going to stick with my claim. I don't
You
think
are.
guys generally are great home decorators. Yeah. Sorry,
Well,
guys.
now I
Luckily,
don't
no
remember.
guys listen to this podcast, which is something I was hoping would come up. I've come to the conclusion, and I'm trying to make peace with it, that in general, I don't think guys like me too much.
No.
I mean, I think guys in real life, like friends of mine,
Real life people.
real life people like me, but just the general public, I think the men don't like me.
I'll fact check, I guess,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I don't think
Are you going to poll people?
I'm going to do a poll like the one that's on the wall currently. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I don't think they don't like you, but I think women actively like you. I think maybe men just aren't turned on to you.
Yeah, or maybe turned off.
No, I don't. I don't
but this
think
is
that's
something.
true.
This is a pattern I've recognized from junior high on. Boys in the older classes really hated me
because
I
you
don't
have a
know.
strong personality, and
Well, I
you
probably don't know my place. That's probably my fault. I also kind of dressed maybe a little funky. I wore like a hair band in my hair, or that
Yeah.
probably triggered some homophobia or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm just coming to terms with the fact that maybe, look, it's rare where there's an actor where women and men love them. Like Chris Pratt has it, right?
Yeah,
And
he does.
So does
Well,
Channing
fitting.
Tatum, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like guys like them and
Yeah.
girls like them.
that's true.
And it's kind of rare. Generally it seems to be a little polarizing one way or another. And I just am finding that I'm not Chris Pratt or Channing Tatum in a host of ways, but that's just one of them.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys both brought up the Bunny Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
For people who don't know what the Bunny Ranch is, the Moonlight Bunny Ranch is a legal licensed brothel in Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've been there.
Well, I pulled into the parking lot of there.
Oh,
Yeah. I've never partaken. Not that I'm against it or for it. I pulled into the parking lot because I was driving a car for work from Vegas to Reno, and that's on the way. And I just sat in that parking lot, and I ultimately thought, I don't want to walk into a mobile home where there's a lot of sex happening. It just, for whatever reason, it seemed, and it takes a lot to trigger my sense of.
I'm surprised.
I have a very high tolerance for grody-ness, and
Yeah.
it just to me felt a little grody.
Is it a mobile home?
Yes, it's a series of mobile homes bolted. Yeah, right. It kind of like if you pulled up and it was like
a mansion.
a Sultan's Palace or something.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
I think all of us. Yeah, when you hear Bunny Ranch, you go marble,
Ooh, fancy.
Moorish architecture.
And then you guys were talking about the strip clubs in Albuquerque.
That was really funny that she had been to them as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to list them.
Okay, great.
Okay.
See if one of those-
Knockouts.
Okay, wow.
Lotus. Knockouts is the big one.
I don't want to
Okay.
get sued by knockouts, but there's a lot of reasons that that's a dodgy name for a strip club. Oh, no, I see what they're meaning. I
Yeah.
missed the like, oh, she's a knockout.
She's a knockout. She's a KO.
Yeah, but it does have a little bit of like spousal abuse, wife battery connotation.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
Fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lotus Nightclub and VIP Ultra Lounge.
That sounds exclusive.
Why is it an Ultra Lounge?
I don't
Why
know.
isn't it just a lounge? Anyway, TD's Gold Club,
Okay.
TD's North Show Club, and Fantasy World.
None of those ring a bell.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys were talking about Knockouts and Lotus Nightclub because those are the two downtown. You referred to downtown.
Yeah, this one was weirdly more towards the Costco we were filming in, so it was a bit. It was a little bit north of the
TD's
Overgrove.
Gold Club.
That sounds good. That's not like I like that name a lot.
Fantasy World?
Like a strip club like JR's. That's a great name for a strip club, right?
Well, that's a pancake house.
Yeah. It just sounds like a nuts and bolts operation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too lofty. Not a extreme lounge or whatever you said. Ultra lounge.
Ultra Lounge.
Yeah, just nudity. Just some garden variety nudity.
Well, if anyone's looking to go to any of these,
Yeah, we should help them.
well, I do want to help, and I do want to say that Knockouts.
This is an unexpected position you're taking.
Knockouts is $4 signs on Yelp.
Oh, it is.
That's
outrageous.
lot.
Is that outrageous?
Yes.
Okay.
So
$4.
you might not, if you're on a budget,
That's
Knockouts
so
isn't the one.
subjective, though. Can I just tell you? I can't imagine you've frequented a lot of strip
I've
clubs.
been to a few.
Oh yeah. Okay. So there's a bargain way to do it, and then there's a very expensive way to do it. And if you're just going to take in the nudity and have a cocktail or two, that's affordable.
Yeah.
But if you want to go in one of those sticky boxes and have a stranger dance on your lap, you're gonna rack up some charges quickly.
Yeah, if you're going to eat at the buffet.
That's where you get
literally
the
and
four.
figuratively.
That's where you're gonna get the $4 signs for sure.
Yeah.
You never leave that private room.
Well, just doing my part. The piece in the New York Times about porn that Anna referenced is called "What Teenagers Are Learning from Online Porn" by Maggie Jones.
Did you read it?
Started to, and then we had to come here.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
But I want to. I want to. It was interesting.
Generally speaking, the New York Times articles are pretty dependable.
Yeah.
They're usually interesting.
I find them to
It's
be.
a high
yes.
bar of journalism.
Indeed. You said that there's a puritanical, you say this a lot,
I
that
do.
there's a puritanical vibe in this country regarding sex.
Yeah.
And I think that's all relative. I don't think that's true.
Well, yeah, I should be more specific. In comparison to other Western nations like France, Germany,
European nations.
European nations, yes. I'm thinking of Western Civ when I say Western.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming that in Tehran, probably just as puritanical or more. But I do think it doesn't take much to just travel to France and pop on the normal broadcast television. You see nudity and sex scenes, and the rating system's different. And
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, if you're talking about specifically European, if you're comparing to that,
and we were settled by Puritans and Quakers and a lot of kind of extreme religious sects that were escaping England, right?
Yeah, but if you're comparing us to the current world.
Yes, I was, yep.
It's not.
That's right.
There's many more people in the
Yes.
world engaging in behavior that's far more buttoned up than the United States.
You're dead right, and I'm dead wrong. Spectrum of 10, maybe I'll give France an 8, US a 5, and I'm afraid to even say what I think some of the Middle East countries are because I don't want a fatwa on my head.
I don't want you to have one. But I do think I really think there was something that Aziz wrote, but maybe it was Aziz Ansari, or maybe it was something he said on a talk show. I'm pretty sure it was him who had traveled to India, and then he had noted like this massive difference, just how pervasive it is here. How like on all of our billboards, I mean, the Equinox billboards are
two
fucking. Naked people. I mean, that's
60-90
it for a gym
on a treadmill.
That's the gym ad. So it's just it's very
That's fair.
Anywho, Anna mentioned her book. Her book is called Unqualified.
Oh, that's a very appropriate title.
Yes, and then her podcast is also called Unqualified.
Yeah. Should I ever pen a book? Maybe I'll call it Armchair
You
Expert.
should. People will be able to remember it much easier. It was smart of her. Divorce, you said 60% of Americans do. Current rate is...
I said that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that number is. I'm embarrassed
50.
I even took a stab at it. Okay.
50.
Yeah. It's fucking high.
But
That's a very misleading figure, much like life expectancy figures. When you hear people lived to 30 years old in the 1500s, they're also counting infant mortality rates, which were off the charts.
Right.
And so as that infant mortality rate comes down, the median age could stay the same, but the number changes dramatically. And likewise with divorces, so many of the divorces are second and third divorces. So as the people who are getting divorced get divorced a lot, it really affects that number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. You said Chris Pratt was a jock in high school.
I think he was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just wanted to
He's a
be a little more
fucking man's
specific.
man. He is a man among men.
Yeah, wearing that singlet.
Ugh.
Mhm.
He's got a real sturdy build.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of build I like too.
It's-
Like he looks strong. It's not like he was cut on that beach per se, but like huge trapezius, very
Yeah.
pronounced.
Do you know what it might
latissimus.
be? Do you
Uh-huh.
know why he might be appealing to everyone?
Why?
Because he's not.
Gorgeous.
No, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
you think he's I do
I
too,
wouldn't be caught
actually.
saying that, but he's not threatening
Yeah.
at all. Even
Yeah.
though he is this
Alpha
very
beast.
masculine alpha
Hunter.
man, he's not a threatening. He seems very relatable and nice.
And
he seems
inclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So does Channing.
nice. Exactly.
Yeah.
They both
and
do.
they both are that way in real life, which is
Yeah.
annoying.
So maybe that's the key.
Yeah.
And then you called it a pair of Speedos.
I did.
But I think if you're wearing a Speedo,
Uh-huh. It's
it's just a Speedo.
Okay.
I think.
Oh,
This is like a
but
pair
you
of
know-
jeans situation.
But you say a pair of underwear.
I know. I don't
Who
though
left
because
a pair of underwear
I
on the floor?
I know, but I don't because I
It
have
sounds like
problems
your own
with
idiosyncrasy.
it. No,
more
I
than
just
like
don't think
Webster's.
I think it's factually incorrect because a pair is two.
Do you think it's because there's two leg holes in
Yes,
these
I think
things?
that's why people say that about jeans too. Like,
pair of
get yourself a
jeans.
pair of jeans. Like, no,
Get yourself a jean.
just one jean. No, you just say jeans.
Oh.
You say just jeans.
Which is also stupid because that's plural. But you mean a
Get
singular.
yourself-
You need a singular
Get
jean.
yourself.
Go out
some
and treat yourself right.
pants.
Get yourself
Oh my
a
God,
really
you're right.
expensive jean.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Or
saying
pants.
that. One pant.
People, you'll lose friends faster than you can count.
I don't need them. That's all.
Oh, that was not bad.
Mm-mm.
And we'll dive deeper into whether or not men hate me or not. You know, this maybe will be an evolving,
An ongoing.
reoccurring.
Sure.
Oh, this is something I just want to throw out there for no real reason, but I have a few different reoccurring dreams, and I've shared them with you.
Mm-hmm.
One's been one about Robert Downey Jr. since I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I just have a dream about him once a month. You know, it's always
Even
the
after
same.
you've met him, you still
They
have it.
kind of stopped
They
once
did.
I became friendly with him. And also I've sworn to never tell him this, as I told you. Like you said, did you ever tell him that you dreamt about him every single night? And I
Yeah.
said, no, I think that'd be a weird thing to hear from somebody.
I'd like to know.
I would too.
Yeah.
But I'm not Robert Downey Jr. But I have a reoccurring dream where I'm in a room, I'm in a house, and I can't get out, and there is a lion in the room, or sometimes more than one. Like I'm at someone's house, and I discover they collect exotic big game cats.
Right.
And these dreams are fucking terrifying. I can't escape them. This week I had a dream, and I think I told you I went into someone's house.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they had a tiger, like a full-blown Bengal
Sure.
tiger, gigantic, 600 pounds. And it tackled me on a bed, and I was waiting for it to eat me. And then I realized it was being a little bit playful. And I said, "Oh, are you just trying to play?" And then the tiger went, "Yeah." And it had this really sweet, cute, high voice. I go, "Oh, can you understand English?" And the tiger goes, "Yeah." And I just asked it a bunch of questions, and it just kept saying, "Yeah." And it was so cute. And then I just kind of wrestled with it and snuggled it. And I feel like that might be some weird breakthrough. Like
know.
whatever the cat represents, maybe in life I've conquered that fear, and now the big
Yeah.
game cat is a friend in my in my slumber.
Yeah. I wonder if, well, first of all, you haven't had that dream since, right? I mean, I know it was earlier this week, but you haven't had that again.
I haven't had a second positive dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Or negative. You haven't seen the tiger again.
No.
Okay.
No.
But when did you first have this dream? Do you remember?
I can't remember, but that certainly would be a clue to what it represents.
Yeah,
right?
because this is what I think happened.
Okay.
I think you had this dream when Kristen was pregnant.
Well, that's a really good theory, but can I tell you something?
What?
I am a lifetime pessimist. The one thing in my entire life that I've never been pessimistic about was both getting pregnant, the pregnancy, and then having the kid. I had the best feeling about all of those. I'm like, I'm going to get you pregnant first shot. It's going to be a great pregnancy. The kid's going to be healthy and everything's going to be great. I just had the most positive feeling about it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's pessimism, and I don't think it's outward. That's why you're dreaming about it. But there's no way you didn't have any anxiety.
I had no, and I think that's largely because I was I still am almost 7 years older than Carly, my sister, and so I took care of her a lot as a little kid. I cared for her and I changed her diapers and I fed her a bottle.
Yeah.
So I had done that. I had that experience. So I didn't have that fear people have when they're coming home from the hospital and they have this little baby in their car and they're like, oh, Jesus, we got to keep it alive. I was like, oh, yeah, I did that at 7. I'm sure I can do it at 32.
That's true. But
and you've seen me parent more than any other person other than my wife and Carly and the kids themselves. And I'm not anxiety ridden about it. I feel like I have a path and I know
you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. But I do, and I don't think it has anything to do with knowing what to do with a baby. I had also had a little brother and I babysat every kid in Los Angeles probably. Yeah. But I would still have anxiety. Not like how do I feed a baby or how do I do that, but just parenting. That's a different level of anxiety of I'm now responsible for a human for the rest of their life and making
what percentage though of that is just a financial like, oh fuck, now someone's depending on so that
0
would be it. Okay.
No, just the idea that this
well, look, the bottom line is we got to get you pregnant ASAP
okay,
and
let's
see if you
test
start
it
having dreams about tigers and then we'll know definitively that's what mine is. But
well, it just makes sense because now you know, like now that tiger is telling you in a very cute Delta-sized voice that she's nice.
And there to play and snuggle.
Yeah.
I imagine it's more career related. That's my hunch.
Okay.
All right. Well, I love you. And let's do this again shortly.
Okay.